For a look at what the papers may be saying tomorrow, we're now joined by Mustafa Issa, former president, Nigeria Guild of Editors. We're hoping his crystal ball will predict accurately some of the headlines tomorrow. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Good evening.
Good evening. Go ahead. I mean, there are some stories that are clearly going to be there.
Yeah, you're correct. Lots and lots of stories that will be done the headlines tomorrow. I think the first one, the major one, is the nationwide protest today by Labour, and which it happened across the country, both the TSCs and the FCT. And of course, the major highlight is the pulling down of the National Assembly gate by the protesters. And they get access to the complex, and then later had a meeting with the National Assembly leadership. Then later in the day, there was a meeting between the president and the TUC and the NLC leaders. And at the end of the day, there was a briefing by the leader saying that the president promised that there will be, the refinery in Port Harcourt will start working in December. And on that note, they will resume talks with the government. And by tomorrow, they will decide whether to go ahead with continue with the protest or not. I think my experience as a labor correspondent for many years, I think that by tomorrow, the protest might be suspended.
I was going to ask you that, actually. I was going to ask you what you people, from your experience, do you think anything is going to happen after tomorrow? But wouldn't that be disappointing for a lot of workers who look up to NLC? Unless, of course, maybe there was some sort of agreement that they came to.
I think, yes. You know, when Labour gives a deadline, I wonder why government most times do not respond. Take, for instance, if the president himself had decided to hold meeting with the Labour leaders maybe yesterday or 2 days ago, today's protest would have been averted, really. That is my thinking. Now he had intervened directly and look at the procedure that is coming out from the Labour leader. Say that, look, we have heard the meeting to our president. He made some promises, and on that basis, we are going to resume talks with the government from tomorrow. And by tomorrow, they will decide whether to continue with the protest or not. And the NSC president says something. Say, look, our protest today made the president to call them for an urgent meeting. That is it. That is what they want. They want to continue to negotiate and get the best of the workers who are facing a lot of challenges right now. I think that by tomorrow, when I look at my crystal ball, they must suspend that protest tomorrow. And then another story tomorrow that may draw the headline is the submission of the second batch of ministerial nominees to the Senate for screening and confirmation by the Senate. I think the second list has 19 nominees, including 5 former governors. The former governor of Zamfara, Matawale. You also have former governor of Kebbi, the former governor of Plateau there.
Yeah, we actually had a conversation earlier about the constitution of the nominees. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, so in all, we are going to have 47 ministers. And sometimes I say, look, is that not too much when we are talking about reduction in the cost of governance in this country? Well, I don't want to delve into the merit of that, but I do know that
that story will be there.
Reducing cost of governance, I think the Constitution says each state should have at least one member in the Federal Executive Council. That means you have 36. And for the first time, there's a nominee from the FCT. They've been clamoring for this for years. And for the first time, I think his name is Zephaniah Gisalu from the FCT. Is a nominee in this in the list that was submitted today. Well, I think that is quite good. Then the third issue, of course, screening of the other nominees continue today. And for instance, the SAN, Latif Agmi, said that if made a minister of justice and at the General Federation, he must strive to merge the various anti-corruption agencies.
Well, that is left to be seen. Let's see what the conversations would be on that.
Yeah. Okay. Then, of course, the death of the female medical doctor in Lagos.
Oh, yes.
A lot of reactions. Already, the NMA is saying that, look, from tomorrow, all the episodes in Northern Ireland owned by government should proceed on indefinite strike. And he died in an elevator, I think yesterday. And I heard that elevator had been 40 for 2020. Why did the government fix it? If they had done that, this life would have been saved.
I mean, there's been a lot that, I mean,
choose to stay.
People in your circle and experts, they've also said that this is like a confirmation of the agitations by not just resident doctors, but the NMA over the years, saying that the conditions of service for doctors, the infrastructure in our hospitals need an overhaul. And this sad occurrence.
Total overhaul, really.
Yes.
That is very correct. You know, I think last year there was a move by a member of the House of Reps to say that there will be a law that if you pass as a medical doctor before you leave the country, you must have stayed in the nation for 5 years. And I said, look,
I think that one has become.
Why are they living?
I wish we had more time. If you could just maybe if there is one more topic.
Just one more.
Okay.
The meeting of the ECOWAS feminist that held in Abuja today. Is it a prelude to invasion of Niger Republic? We don't know, because the deadline given to the immediate coup plotters to restore democracy at the 7 days deadline. I think it's almost gone. Let's wait and see what they're going to happen from that meeting that happened in Abuja.
All right. Mr. Issa, thank you very much for your very insightful prediction.
Thanks for having me. All right.
Take good care. Good night.
Have a night.